What's up, guys? Showtime here with the WWE's Clash of Champions review. This is the first Raw pay-per-view after the split. Um, so here we go. First off, the kickoff show, we had Nia Jax beat Alicia Fox in the kickoff show. Is pretty much a pointless part of the show itself. Basically, is the preview show, pre-show, to be exact. Nia Jax squashes Alicia Fox. That's it. Alicia Fox had a little offense, but she got squashed. It's basically what happened with Brock Lesnar versus Randy Orton, but a little bit more shorter than that. So now we're in the main card. First match was the WWE Tag Team Championships. New Day versus Gallows and Anderson. The Bullet Club, the club, whatever. I did not care. And I think, and it's funny enough, I'm hearing the crowd kind of boo the New Day, which is coming to fruition. This thing has gone too long. It's basically like John Cena. It's basically like Roman Reigns, and a lot of people are blaming Vince McMahon for this, and I will say, I agree. Because for some reason, whenever Vince McMahon has something, he just runs it to the ground. He just like rams it in front of everybody's faces. And it's really showing. People are starting to turn against people who love these superstars. Believe it or not, people loved John Cena at one point. They love the Dominomics. They love when the first few moments as champion, people were still cheering this dude, but they dragged his gimmick for so long, for so many years at the top. It's like it just completely is pretty much a molded gimmick. It's beyond its prime. It needs to die. It needs some change. There's no development. There's no change. It's just like an instilled movement. It does not change at all. It doesn't develop to anything greater. It doesn't improve anything around it. It's just stuck in place. And the same thing goes for Roman Reigns, because before all the boos, before the championships, people loved this dude. I believe it was at the point where the Royal Rumble, where Batista won. I don't remember which year was it, which led to WrestleMania 30. It led to WrestleMania 30, so it's a few years off. He was battling. He was in the Royal Rumble, and people wanted this boy to win. They wanted him to win, but eventually Batista won, and they were booing the hell out of everything. But then it became apparent later on in the years that they wanted Roman Reigns to be the guy, and they started booing this dude because they kept putting this dude in front of our faces over and over and over. And then you have to say like, yo, we've seen this already. And now it's happening to New Day. Like, they're just, whenever there's something good going on and Vince McMahon touches it, it just goes to ash. It just turns into complete crap. It just gets stale. It's old. And New Day holding the titles for over a year and having nothing to do, no real tag team division. Pretty much it's been Anderson and Gallows for the past couple months. It's crazy. So the New Day won. A dirty ending to the match where Xavier Woods hit I think Carl Anderson with the Tribone, Francesca, I believe. And they won 1-2-3. It's becoming a waste right now. The second match of the night was the Cruiserweight Championship match between T.J. Perkins and Brian Kendrick, the former WWE superstar, now back. I heard a lot about the Cruiserweight division, the CWC. I think that's what it's called. I heard it was fantastic, and I looked at it from last week's Monday, and it was a very good match in that four-way fadeaway. I'm really liking this cruiserweight championship. Um, this match was very good. It has some psychological warfare to it. Um, I wish the crowd got into more into it because I was really liking this match. I like how Brian Kendrick was like he used his mind, he used his head to to maneuver over T.J. Perkins. Um, but T.J. Perkins won this match, good, and they have Brian Kendrick attack him after the match. Of course, the handshake knocked him over the head, solidifying Brian Kendrick as a heel. And then you have T.J. Perkins going over. So you got a double win in this one. So you're probably going to see more of Brian Kendrick even further into this championship picture. And hopefully they can do something good with the Cruiserweight division because I really hope they don't mess this up. I really do. Now we have the best of 7 series, Cesaro versus Sheamus. I don't know about everyone else. People have hated this series. I love this series. This is pretty much one of the most interesting storylines going on in the WWE period. Because I love these guys' matches. Each match between Cesaro and Sheamus was pretty much different from the other. Each one had its own scenario. Like Cesaro going on that losing streak, Sheamus injuring his back, and it worked. And now Cesaro making a comeback, and now they're down to the final match, match 7. They had a fantastic match, even though it was kind of botchy, so to speak. It ended up being a count out when they started to go fight into the crowd. It ended up being a count out. No one won. I don't know if they're going to continue this match. I wish they ended it right here so they can move on. But this was a good match. Even how sloppy it was. So no winner. The next match. Sami Zayn versus Jericho. Jericho won. I get what they're doing with Sami Zayn. I'm hoping this is the case. I'm hoping that they're trying to do a underdog story for him. Like he's losing and losing and losing and losing. He's trying to make it, but he just can't get over the hump with these matches. He's losing to Kevin Owens. He's losing to Chris Jericho and all types of guys. Hopefully that is the case and they end up paying off for him. But if not, this has to be the most waste of time for Sami Zayn I've ever seen, man. They're just wasting talent. They're wasting Cesaro's talent. They're wasting Sami Zayn's talent. Neville's talent. It's crazy. Now, here is the match of the night, in my opinion. For some reason, the women's championship, whenever Sasha Banks, Charlotte, or Becky Lynch, or now in this case Bayley, they put on a fantastic show. Always. Charlotte plays like a heel. Not only a heel, but a tough heel. Like, it's going to be hard to put this girl down. And you would think that she's going to go down, but she doesn't. She just comes back harder. It was a very physical match, a triple threat match between Charlotte, Sasha, and Bayley. It ended up being Charlotte winning the match. Of course, a little interference by Dana Brooke. Typical. Sasha shows some heelish tendencies. I think they should turn her heel. But at the same time, they don't really have much faces in that roster on Raw. So they're probably going to still keep her that way. Okay, now we have the WWE United States Championship match, which everybody probably going to hate. Because I'm looking on Twitter, and I'm looking on all types of websites, wrestling websites, and people did not like this ending. where Roman Reigns, between Rusev and Roman Reigns won the match, won the championship, and people are pissed. They just don't like Roman Reigns. This is starting to become more worse than John Cena because, of course, there's a different crowd. Um, it was a boring match for me. I barely pay attention. It just let's just say Roman Reigns won for sure. And then we have Kevin Owens versus Seth Rollins. A very good back and forth match. It was long and lengthy. You have Kevin Owens doing some work. You have Seth Rollins doing some work. And then you have Chris Jericho interfering in the match constantly. Referees getting knocked down. Kevin Owens wins. Retains the World Championship. World Universal Championship. That's right. So that's it. Kevin Owens wins. Nothing really to see here. Overall, this was a decent, very good pay-per-view. Not all the way perfect. At least when it comes to the wrestling part, it's starting to get a little bit more better. But I don't know if the people are going to stay here long enough to pay, or are going to actually pay attention to what's going on in the ring. Because I know there's some matches that were just boring to me. The Chris Jericho versus Sami Zayn was boring to me. The Roman Reigns and Rusev was boring. But they have some spots, like the triple threat with the Women's Championship and the Cruiserweight Championship were good highlights. So they had a decent good. I would say they have a 7 out of 10. They could do much better, for sure. Much better, seeing how much time that they had for this show. I think it was like 3 to 4 hours. It's crazy. So that's it. My review, 7 out of 10. Decent, but needs improvement. If you're trying to gain the audience attention back, because the ratings, according to reports, are going down the drain. Really going down the drain. SmackDown is starting to pick things up. The ratings are starting to pick up, but the Raw ratings are dropping. They are dropping, and it should be a very concern for the Raw roster, Raw show. Vince McMahon needs to do some changes. So that's it. Peace out. This is the Clash of Champions review.